sugarcane juice, a small one. It's delicious. 5th floor, number 74 Wellington Street. That's where I shared a studio with some other filmmakers and artists and editors. When I lived in Hong Kong in the 80s and 90s, and before that, visiting in the mid-70s and late 70s, I found myself out at night a lot photographing. There was so much neon hanging over the streets. To an outsider, it looks quite amazing and kind of glorious. It was just the Hong Kong that I love. As a young photographer, or even mid-career, I never intended to do anything for posterity. It wasn't even documentation in that sense. It was really just making pictures of the city I'm living in for now. I really felt like I had night all to myself. The kind of night I was interested in was not the glamorous night that is part of Hong Kong's public relations. I wanted to see the ordinary things that we're all walking through or walking past at night. I wanted to make those kind of pictures. I'm a photographer, so that means non-moving images. That's the way I saw things. So the commission from M+ was an opportunity to kind of do this sequencing, similar in a way to how you construct a book, but they're happening in time in a way they don't in a book. Turning that into something moving, durational, where the audience doesn't get to choose the sequencing or the pace was something very new for me and a kind of a challenge. I think I went for a pretty low-tech approach to not stray too far from still images. It was also really appealing, and again a question mark, what's it going to look like to see these artifacts from Hong Kong's recent history mixed in with now on the Hong Kong skyline. The tallest buildings around here used to be only like 13 floors. Back in the 1980s, nobody knew anything about the Kowloon Walled City. It was kind of a rumor. It wasn't welcoming, of course. People were alert to an outsider with a camera. But I eventually found a workshop that let me photograph, and little by little it starts to snowball. I went back and started trying to make pictures there and using lighting equipment to do kind of serious pictures and portraits of people and interiors, and trying to maybe go a little bit deeper through the pictures into people's lives. I never intended to do anything formally documentary. It's really just a very personal response to the city. Over time, the pictures end up being a kind of an artifact of a certain period. I think, longer term, photographing Hong Kong now, for me, I would start photographing people. So probably young people. That's something I haven't done in a while. Really something people focused. Being in the city now and seeing young people photographing Hong Kong, that's a big difference. When I was photographing Hong Kong in the 1980s and into the 1990s, I didn't see young Hong Kong photographers out photographing the city. It's a generational evolution that's happened. And now you walk around and there's every block there's a young person photographing the city, it seems. There's an appreciation of the city. Well, nostalgia is a kind of a dangerous thing. I cautiously go down that road, or maybe even would prefer not to, in a sense. I made the work back then not wanting it to be anything other than of its moment. And I think that's probably still how I'll operate photographing in Hong Kong, something without nostalgia attached to it.